with me. A couple days ago, I was like looking through my makeup and I found this one highlighter that's like such an OG product of mine. Like I've had this highlight powder since maybe like a year or two after college. It's just like, this is such an old product, but it's still such a good product. It sparked this idea of like oldies, but that are still goodies. What we are going to be doing today. If you guys haven't subscribed already and this is like your third, fourth, fifth video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you guys are also turning on that notification bell button so you are notified every single time I post a new video. So let's go ahead and get started with the first product. So this one I haven't been using since like the beginning of my makeup journey. This was like a little bit into the makeup journey, but it's still like a very hyped product. It's still very talked about. It's still super popular. I still use it a lot and find use out of it. It is the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. I'm sure if you guys watch any beauty gurus, any beauty videos, at one point or another they have talked about this product. It's just a really good product for multiple things. I know a lot of people who have very dry skin who like to spritz this on before their makeup application because it gives that extra hydration to the skin. And people who like to use this as a setting spray after their makeup is done to give them like a very nice glow or like a healthy glow to the skin. I don't use it for any of those. I use this to intensify colors. So like if I have a pigment or if I have like a glitter and I really want it to be shiny and like not crumble as much, I will spritz a couple of spritz onto my brush and then use this to kind of like hold it together a little bit. It's not sticky or anything, but because it's like wet, it just kind of intensifies the pigment or glitter a little bit more. Also use this if I want to like retouch my makeup. So I will take like a makeup sponge or beauty blender or whatever I'm using, add a couple spritz of that on there so it's like damp but not so damp, and then I will just kind of bounce into the areas where I need to like touch up my makeup. Usually it's around my forehead where it starts kind of breaking up because I have an oily T-zone, but you can get a lot of use out of this. I know a lot of makeup artists use this as well for various different reasons, like I listed, or to intensify color and stuff. It's a good product. It is an old product, but it still works out really, really well. So this next product is a new product, but this is my second like repurchase of this product that I've had before. This particular product, I was like, oh my gosh, like everybody talks about this. It's supposed to be so good. And to this day, I still use this a lot. I still swear by this. This is one of my favorite products. This is from Sigma and this is the flat top kabuki, the F80. So I really experimented with drugstore makeup, but this was like my first dive, more not luxury because this isn't like super expensive, but into the more like costly, like mid-range kind of makeup. And then I picked this up and I loved it. I swore by it. I used it for several years. Like before I introduced the beauty blender into my makeup routine, I was all about this. To this day, I will still use this on occasion, whether it's for foundation, whether it's for CC cream, whether I want to apply like primer or something. This does such a good job of evenly distributing the product on your face. It gives me a nice like flawless finish and smooth to the skin. It doesn't look like there's streaks or anywhere, which is what I really like about this product. Some other brushes, sometimes if they get wet or if they have liquid consistency on them, like a foundation, they tend to give streaks and stuff, and not with this one. It's such a good product. Like I said, if you're just a gal who likes putting on foundation in the day, like very beginner, very neutral, everyday kind of makeup, or you're a pro, I do feel like you get use out of this one, and I had mine for so long and I still love it. This next product is actually a face powder. This one also took me a couple years to get on this bandwagon. I didn't buy it when I first initially started into makeup, even though it is drugstore. I still have been using this for several years, probably about 4 or 5 years now, and I still love it to this day, and I still recommend it to this day. It is the original loose face powder. This is from Air Spun. You can get this at Walmart, at Target, at CVS, at Walgreens, and stuff like that. It is about $7 or $8, I want to say, depending where you get it, and it is huge. It has 2.3 ounces. And like I said, I've had this for several years, and you can tell, like there's still so much powder left in this bad boy. It really goes just such a long way. I love this for just adding translucent powder all over my face. I love this to bake. I love this to like really pack on if it's gonna be a long day at work or something like that. I just really like this translucent powder. I like the way it looks. This one, I feel, although it is translucent, this one has a little bit more extra tint than like the Laura Mercier powder. So sometimes if you really pack it on, if you really go there with it, it can give you like a little bit of like a cream white cast. It's not super intense, but I do feel like it's not truly translucent like other translucent powders. If you're an artist and you have a limited budget in your makeup kit, this is great because you're getting so much of it, and it's so cheap. Otherwise, if you're just like a makeup lover, drugstore lover, this is still a really good product to try out. Right. Sticking with powders, this is a bronzing powder. It's still super hyped, super popular, really good. This has been a like OG legend for the longest time. Benefit Hoola bronzer. This is the regular Hoola. They do have a Hoola light if you are more fair skinned, and they do have a Hoola dark. Yes, a Hoola dark if you're darker complexion and stuff. And I love this. This is fantastic for contouring because it does that like cool toned hint to the skin, so it creates a little bit of that shadow more naturally. It's not super gray, it's not super dark on the skin, but I also find that this, if you just have a light hand with it, can work really well to bronze areas of your face as well. You can just do pretty much everything with this one. Do a light bronzing on the skin, or if you want to create some of those shadows for a contour, something more chiseled, you can definitely do it with this guy. I have this forever, and you can still see that there's a lot of product left on there. So this goes a long way for sure. It's just so good. It's one of those products that's, like I said, it's a legend, where whether you used it back in the day or you're using it now, it's gonna get used because it's so good. Sticking with face products, my favorite blush, I'm pretty sure of all time, or at least top 2, are these ones, and these are old ones. They're so good. So these are the Milani Baked Blushes. Have a little bit of like a gold like veining throughout, but these just create the most beautiful like flushed look on your skin. They are very pigmented, so you will see a more like peachy kind of tone here, or a little bit more darker kind of berry tone on your skin if you are heavy-handed with it, or if you don't blend out too much. But like I said, they do have like a gold veining throughout it. Kind of gives more of that like luminosity and glow from within. It kind of smooths everything, and it just looks so like fresh-faced and really beautiful to the skin. These were super popular, like I said, back in like 2014, 2015. These were like super hyped. I was first starting into makeup, everybody was talking about these, everybody was using them, and I have had mine for such a long time. Still use these nonstop, particularly Luminoso, like for everyday wear when I'm going to work. I literally have like a quick routine that I do. I'll pull out this blush and it always just looks really good. So these blushes are amazing, and they are drugstore, so if you're looking for new blushes, these are good. Now talking about the product that started this whole idea, this is from Wet n Wild, and this is the Hollywood Boulevard. It looks weird because it's like yellow, it has a little bit of brown, it has a little bit of pink, but this is such a beautiful highlighter. It is actually the highlight I'm wearing today, and when you apply it onto the skin, it gives this beautiful like glow-ish, a little bit like pearly kind of tone. Anyway, I love this because it's just such a pretty color. It looks nice on the skin. It gives you that glow and everything like that. I think I paid like $5 for this big guy, and there's still so much product left in it. I still use it. I'm pretty sure you can still buy this. I'll have to look, and if it's still available, I will leave a link down below for you guys. But if you find it, this one is fantastic. Another highlighter to talk to you guys about is a high-end highlighter, and these aren't as like old school as like some of the other products. A little bit newer, and they're still available, of course. They're still very popular now, but a hype has died a little bit on them, and I don't know why, because they're still super good. Bobbi Brown shimmer bricks and highlighters. So this one here that I have is Champagne Glow. That one right there. This one is my ultimate favorite from all of the ones I have. I have 4, I want to say. This is Sandstone. This was a limited edition shade that you could only get at Nordstrom's, I think. I've used quite a bit of it, but I loved this. Still really good. The formula is still really good, as I remember. I still use mine to this day. So if you're looking for good highlighters and you've never tried these, I still would definitely recommend them. They have like multiple strips, so it's nice. You can just use these like lighter ones if you want like eyeshadow, or you can just take your brush and then just run along those and just use those. You don't have to mix it all together. I just like the look that it gives mixed all together. Packaging is a little bit bulky too, but it still has lasted me a very long time, and I really do enjoy these. So these next items are lipsticks. I absolutely love these lipsticks. I'm pretty sure one of my very first videos on this channel was reviewing these lipsticks. I can't remember if it's still available on this channel, but I love these still. I still use these all the time. Like since I bought them, I continuously use them because they're still so good. I recommend them to people. And those are the Maybelline Soft Matte Lipsticks. Have a huge range of colors now. Back in the day when these first launched, there was only like 5 of them. I remember that when they first came out, they were sold out everywhere. I bought them then. I fell in love with the formula. This is probably my all-time favorite drugstore lipstick because the formula of this is so good. It's a matte consistency. You're not going to get any shine on your lips. They are very long wearing. They stay on. They have really good lasting power. Don't fall into the crevices and lines of your lips and surrounding your lips. The most important thing of all is that they're so comfortable. So they're called a soft matte, and I absolutely agree. Apply these on and they feel very smooth. They feel a little bit powdery. You do sense them that they're on your lips, but they're very comfortable. They're not drying. They don't feel like they're so matte that they're sucking like all the hydration out of your lips or that make your lips chapped or anything like that. It almost feels like applying kind of like a lip balm, like a thick lip balm on your lips, and you have them on and it just looks so pretty. I love them. I have about 6 or 7 different shades of these here that I use continuously. So if you're gonna buy any drugstore lipstick, for sure get some of these because these are very, very good. And then the last 2 things to talk to you guys about are palettes. I'm sure if you have been in the makeup game for quite some time, I'm sure you know or have heard about these. First one is from Too Faced. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar Palette. This is the first one that started that whole like chocolate trend. I know that they have the white chocolate now, the gold chocolate and all this, but this was like the very first one. And this was the very first palette that when it launched, it was like scented, like you can smell it, and then all these other retailers started doing it. You can see it has really nice neutral tones, really nice pops of color with like the darker ones here. You have really nice neutrals, the pinks, the browns, a lot of warm tones, a lot of neutral tones. It's just so easy to create a look with this, whether it was for like bridal or for work or for like special occasions. You could do so much with this one. I know people who have purchased this 2 or 3 times. This was like right on up there with the like Urban Decay Naked palettes that everybody talks about. This one was right on up there with it. So many people have this palette. It's just a really good standard palette to use. I still use it all the time. I love it. I still recommend it if people are looking for some neutral tones and stuff. Like a true OG in the makeup game. So if you're looking for a good neutral palette, this is a fantastic one. This last palette I debated on sharing with you guys only because this was a limited edition release and you can't pick it up anymore, but I feel like it's appropriate because this is the one that kind of started the whole like takeover and everything that we have with this brand now. This palette so much. This is like my favorite palette that they had ever launched. This is the Resi palette. See how beaten up this palette is because of how much I used it. So this was the very first palette that Anastasia Beverly Hills came out with. They had always been known for like their brow products. The colors I just feel are so appropriate for so many different looks. This whole row right here pretty much was like my go-to staples. Like go-to staples for so many months. I buy this whole palette together with the like mirror and packaging, but you can buy every single one of these colors individually on Anastasia's website. And it's just funny to see how far they've come and how long it's been since they launched some of that stuff and like how much they've grown now to like where you can get every single eyeshadow you wanted pretty much, but just separately. All right guys, so those were all of my oldies but goodies that I still use. Leave it down in the comments below if you guys have any of those products, whether it's makeup, skincare, hair care products, hair tools that you use that you're like, I've had this for literally 12 years and it is going strong. I want to know what it is because that's a reliable tool that maybe I should be investing in, or that's a product that I definitely need to try out. So make sure you leave me a comment down below if you guys like any of these products that I mentioned and now you want to purchase them. Make sure to check out the description bar because I will have links to everything down below. Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, all that stuff is also going to be linked down below for you guys, as well as coupon codes to help you save some money. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video.